Welcome back to Nick Lenz Comic Corner Classics. This is episode number 2015 and Doubleshot number 1909. I have two X-Men trades from the Age of X-Men line of books. Yes. Now, before this, I've only reviewed one miniseries. Just one. The Marvelous X-Men, which I think that was probably the flagship. That was kind of a weak title. But this was a lot more interesting. We have The Amazing Nightcrawler. Yep, that's simple this is. It's a 5-issue solo book for Nightcrawler. It's by far the only character. He's the only character to get a solo book in this whole run. Everything else, a bunch of group books, which is quite strange. Now, basically in this reality, Nightcrawler is an actor. Well, basically he's a big name celebrity. And apparently he is dating Captain Britain's wife. Yes. They're an item, and it's supposedly, like, they're kind of, like, friendly, and then apparently, they spend the night together. And apparently, Nightcrawler's got a daughter at some point for some reason. Yes. By the way, this book is written by Sean McGuire. Yes. I believe this is the third book I've actually reviewed by this writer, because I've only reviewed just prior to this, just Spider-Gwen, Ghost Spider, and Ghost Spider. That's it. Yeah, in case you're curious though, how many books did he do for Marvel, you might ask? Well, now fun fact when it comes to the title, I believe that Vert Hurst named The Amazing Nightcrawler actually in the second X movie. Yep. Now, I don't think Sean McGuire works for Marvel anymore. I don't think he does, no. So the first book he did was X-Code and number 2, which I have covered this one. I think I have. Yes, I think I have. I think it was collecting one of the X-Men trades. Of course, obviously, Ghost Spider. There's this mini-series. You were thinking, okay, so... let's see. One... Yeah. Oh, yeah. I did cover Gwen vs. Carnage. So technically, this is the 4th series I've covered by him. Interesting. Oh, I did cover Spider-Guy and Ghost Spider. Actually, it's like a... I think this is a video game. Oh, it's a film. It's a film. That's why he wrote it. Mm-hmm. Oh, I'll talk more about it in a minute. So basically, Nightcrawler we see sort of in the way downfall in here. But I gotta admit, great miniseries. I give this one roughly a 9.5 out of 10. It's really good. In case you're curious to who does the artwork, it's Juan Ferrighi, which the interior artwork is really good. But yeah, really good stuff here. Now, surprisingly, Nightcrawler is not featured in the main X book, despite him being X-Man. Well, X-Men, particularly. Alright, next up it is Age of X-Men Next Gen. This is simply the students of the Xavier Institute, well, having their own mini-series, though they're part of the Summers Institute for some reason. The book is written by Ed Bronson, which, that's interesting. Yes. Given the fact... Oh, by the way, in case you're curious, though, before I continue this, how many more stuff I'll have to cover for Sean McGuire's time at Marvel? There's a couple things left to cover for him. There is King of Black Mystique and Fearless. Yeah, the miniseries Fearless, and that's it. That's really all that's left to cover for him. Now, in the case of Next Gen, of course, aside from this series, I've also covered Ed Bronson, Iron Fist, I believe Old Man Logan. Oh, he did do a couple issues of Secret Avengers. I have covered that. Yeah, Iron Fist. Oh, yeah, he did do Cable. Extermination, obviously. X-Force, Kenny X-Men. This miniseries. I'm looking at basically his stuff, and looking at it, it seems like I've covered like a good chunk of his time at Marvel. Yes. Yeah, I'd say almost everything that he has put out for Marvel, I have pretty much covered. I'll talk basically in a minute when I finish up with this review, with this trade here, that what exactly is left. Now, the stars miniseries are hauling Glob, a Knoll, Angel is his miniseries, apparently is a D, along with Sunfire, who is apparently the headmaster. Yep. Now, Glob, if you don't know who he is a creation of Grant Morrison. He first appeared in the storyline right at Xavier's with Kid Omega. Yep. Now, the cover art may be done by Chris Bachalo, but he does not do the interior artwork. No, he doesn't. The interior artwork is done by Marcus 2 and Lucas Wynick. Basically, it's only 5 issues. Marcus 2 does the first 4 issues, and the last issue is done by Lucas Wynick. Now, Chris Bachalo does pretty much all the main artwork, with Tim Townsend does issues 2, 4 through 5. 3 is by Alex V. Now, who else in this miniseries? Aside from Glob and, of course, a Knoll and Angel. Well, here are some others. Armor, Pixie, Shark Girl, Rockslide, who's currently deceased in Marvel Comics right now. Let's see. Now, this guy here, that's Madison Jeffries. He is Box from Alpha Flight. Yep. Dr. Silly Reyes, who was a creation of Joss Whedon. Yep. Yeah. It's most like a school setting, which I do appreciate what they do here. It's really interesting. And plus, apparently, we have appearance here by the Blob. The Blob is only here because of the events of Prisoners of X. Yes, he is a warden there, and apparently in the miniseries, it's implied he's in relation with Kitty Pryde. Yeah, it's quite weird. But also, Blob has got like a beard style of Lenny from Motorhead, who sadly the man has since passed away several years ago. Yeah. So, and by the way, the X-Men reality, in case you forgot, they're made up of Jean Grey, Storm, Magneto, looks like Nature Girl, Laura, Nightcrawler, and Colossus. That's your lineup for the X-Men. Yeah. They're here to make a quick guest appearance, and it's all about basically like, oh, by the way, he has this whole thing of basically burning himself. Yeah, he did the same thing too. And also, this issue here, he's like chunky. And then like the very next issue, he's like, he apparently can slim himself down. Yeah, they also question a lot about the reality of their memories. And by the end of the miniseries, everybody's like locked in sort of a detention institute. Yeah, that's kind of a weird thing. And apparently the students are kind of revolting against, well, what's going on here. And it kind of ended up in a security cell. And that's pretty much it when it comes to that. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And of course we have these 2 kids about the start of the miniseries. And they not too much. Apparently, the ones manipulating this particular reality of this miniseries. Now, it's a pretty good miniseries per se. It's definitely stronger than Marvel's X-Men, which that I actually felt was okay. Didn't think it was terrible, just was okay. Now, with this miniseries, I've done 3 so far, and here's what's left: Age of X-Men, Apocalypse and the Extremis, Prison of X, and it's Apocalypse and the X-Tracks. And Extremis. And that's it. Roughly 3 down, 3 to go for this Age of X-Men stuff. Yep. And I'm basically enjoying the other stuff than the main book per se. Excuse me. I'm probably going to, as soon as my whole Apollo thing comes back up again, I'm probably going to get the last 3 trades in order to cap up this whole mini event. Now, in case you're curious though, how long ago this happened? Can you believe this happened 3 years ago? No, seriously. It was like about 3 years ago. Oh, by the way, For Ed Bronson, what is left from the cover for me to cover from him? Well, there is Bullseye, Secret Wars Battle World. Let's see. Aside from those two, Merry X-Men Holiday Special. I think that's what cover. I think I covered them already. What else is there left to go? X-Men True North, Contagion. I believe I need to finish reviewing his Ghost Rider series, and I think that's it. Yes, I believe that's it for the stuff that's been released. Oh, I think I also need to finish up his time with New Mutants. But yeah, and there's also, of course, Predator, which by issue 6, which is going to be coming out next month, that would be the most recent thing he's come out with. Apparently, the only thing he's working on is Predator, which is interesting to say the least, that he's working on this book per se. I'm not really sure exactly why this apparently is the only book he's working on, but it is. And I have heard the reason why the book took so long. Apparently there was a legal battle and eventually got resolved, and now we got this miniseries. Yep, so yeah, that's basically it, particular view. Next step is going to be The Great Job When Defeated, and then Bleach, and then Back Down to Man. Okay, next video. Bye.